Today, we're honoring this brave man. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, the President of the United States of America.
The United States President, a man owns the ultimate power in the world. He receives the honor. He copies with crisis. He decides well. However, after looking through the US presidential election of 2012, you may want to say, it is a fool, oh President.
Did anyone can find my apple? Wow! Thank you. Welcome to our program. My name is... No. I'm not ED. I'm Philip. Friends, are you still addicted to Gangnam Style? Or are you waiting for Singles Day? Forget about this. Come on. Let's focus on one election on our planet. The United States presidential election. On November 6th, the final result will come out. Who will reach the peak of power? Obama or Romney? Girls may expect President Obama's continuance.
He's the same man when our girls were first born would anxiously check their cribs every few minutes to ensure that they were still breathing. You see, that's the man who sits down with me and our girls for dinner nearly every night.
Wow, a man always staying with his family. Also, he can sing the top of the billboard.
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy. But here's my number, so call me. Maybe it's hard to look right at you, babe. But here's my number, so call me. Maybe.
This is crazy.
Hold on a second. If Romney becomes president, he will also make it.
I had the chance to pull together a cabinet. I brought his binders full of women. My chief of staff said I need to be making dinner for my kids, so he said fine.
My grandmother worked her way up to become vice president of a local bank, but she hit the glass ceiling. I've got 2 daughters, and I want to make the same opportunities that anybody's son.
It seems that they have cooperated with each other, huh? So, I guess some of you may not know the detail of the election. Let me show you something.
In America, the U.S. presidential election is an indirect vote in which citizens cast a ballot for the U.S. Electoral College. In 50 states and Washington, D.C., there are 538 electors in the college. To become president, a candidate needs 270 Electoral College votes. Each state is allocated a number of Electoral College electors equal to the number of its senators and representatives in the U.S. Congress. Most states' laws establish a winner-take-all system, wherein the ticket that wins a plurality of popular votes wins over that state's allocated electoral votes.
In the election of this year, with abundant experience of economy and politics, Governor Romney has already threatened Obama's continuance. On the contrary, President Obama has already let his people down in the field of healthcare, employment, deficit, and leadership. Come on, don't be hasty to the man. Finally, they encountered each other in the debates.
The most important one is that 20 years ago I became the luckiest man on earth because Michelle Obama agreed to marry me. Sweetie, you happy anniversary, and let you know that a year from now we will not be celebrating it in front of 40 million people.
And congratulations to you, Mr. President, on your anniversary. I'm sure this was the most romantic place you could imagine, here with me.
So, let's focus on the climax of the election. Please marshal our power and concentration, and let's see what happened during this exciting period of time.
China.
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 Chinese companies.
China.
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 What?
Cracking down on China when they cheat? I'll crack down on China.
Are you sure to crack down China?
And the fact is, while we were coordinating an international coalition to make sure these sanctions were effective, you were still invested in a Chinese state oil company that was doing business with the Iranian oil sector.
Okay.
We can be a partner with China. We don't have to be an adversary in any way, shape, or form. We can work with them. We can collaborate with them.
And I know that, whether you crack down China or not, you are still the billionaire.
In American history, do you know who is the richest president? The number one is George Washington, the father of America. He had 24,000 hectares of land and more than 300 slaves. It's about today's $525 million. The second is President Hoover. The third is Thomas Jefferson. The next is Kennedy. And if Romney becomes president, he will become the number 5, who has about $250 million.
Before the debate, I noticed that the hostess said there is no applause, no reaction. But
the audience here in the hall has promised to remain silent. No cheers, applause, boos, hisses, among other noisy, distracting things, so we may all concentrate on what the candidates have to say.
You know, I don't look at my pension. It's not as big as yours, so it doesn't take as long.
Let me give you some. Let me give you some advice.
I don't check it that often.
Let me give you some advice here.
Get the transcript.
He did, in fact, sir. So let me call it an act of terror.
Can you say that a little louder, Candy?
He did call it an act of terror. It did as well take. It did.
come on, my American friends, it's about your populist cultivation. But in my country, we never have such kind of rules. Yes, we Chinese people are better! Okay, now we have seen the performances of the two candidates. Being a president is not a piece of cake, right? Anyway, I'm not in America, and I don't have the qualification to vote. If I have a chance, do you know what I'm going to do? Okay, this is the annual program. See you next time.